Hi, this is Eternally Erica. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I am using my Beetlejuice deck today for our general reading, so let's see what comes out. Also, I'm drinking out of my The Chosen One Buffy the Vampire Slayer mug. I have to confess, I'm so excited for this Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot. Sarah Michelle Gellar keeps posting things on her Instagram confirming that they are absolutely filming the reboot. Well, she actually said it's not a reboot because technically they're not going to be redoing any part of the show that they've already done. This is going to be like, you know, after the fact. So you're checking in with Buffy 25 years later. I'm so excited. I can't even wait. This has been my favorite show since I was 4 years old. I was not even supposed to be watching it because I was way too young. And my mom used to actually yell at me for watching it, but I wanted to always watch whatever my older siblings watched. And they were not even into it nearly as much as me. And it ended up being my favorite show of all times. I have binge watched and rewatched that show so many times. I actually could like quote the whole show for you. I'm not going to though. So let's get into this reading, but I'm so excited for this reboot. I don't know when it's going to actually be out, and I don't know what platform it'll be released on, but I was really excited to also see when Sarah Michelle Gellar was part of the Dexter reboot. She was in the First Blood or whatever, the like the prequel series that they have. I'm a big fan of Dexter. But let's see. So far we've already got the Fool. So somebody may be gearing up to make like a leap of faith towards a connection or something. Then we have Knight of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so someone's tired of procrastinating. Something may have taken like really long. Okay, Four of Cups reversed. And Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so maybe somebody's actually ready to like release a connection. So if somebody has been holding on to your energy, they're, you know, getting to the point where they're ready to just let you go because there was no like solid ground here. Okay, Nine of Wands reversed. Wheel of Fortune reversed. Okay, maybe somebody is about to get hit with some sort of like this is like closing out karmic cycles. The Magician reversed. So maybe you're in need of like learning a new craft, honing, like balancing your energy. The Magician could also be like a player or a hustler. Maybe somebody's gearing up to like get rid of that way of living out of their energy. The Hermit reversed. So maybe somebody is gearing up to go out more or get out in the public more, because now we also have the Star. The Hermit is Virgo energy. The Star is Aquarius. Then we also have Ace of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, there was no, somebody may be lacking money or stability in their life. Somebody also may be getting hit with some sort of like karmic lessons. But you're closing out a cycle. It looks like lessons had to be learned. Maybe you had like some sort of a soul contract with somebody where it was like you both had to teach each other some sort of like lessons in this life. Page of Wands. So this is like a younger, more immature energy. The pages are messengers, so you could be like awaiting communication. That also could be like, maybe somebody is immature. Maybe somebody wanted you stuck on them, but you've decided to just exit this completely. The High Priestess reversed. You may not have been like following your intuition. This is, you know, the recently deceased handbook. So maybe somebody's a medium doing some sort of spiritual work. Maybe somebody actually is dealing with a recent death, though, as well. Ten of Cups. So this is like, all right, full emotional fulfillment. This is like, you know, your lessons have been learned. You're exiting that, and you're going to have star status in a full, emotionally fulfilled, like, happy family. You know, maybe you had to go through some sort of trials and tribulations to realize what it is that you truly wanted in life. Page of Cups. All right, so now that too is another immature energy coming in, but that's like, somebody may be trying to like come up with some sort of creative offer for you or something. Maybe there's some sort of like teamwork, some sort of message of like a creative offer. It's going to bring you like a lot of emotional fulfillment. You know, 10 of Cups is the happy home card with a, you know, happy loving family. So maybe you are going to meet a soul connection with somebody. But, all right, 7 of Wands. This is normally like a card of like fighting. Maybe somebody's gearing up to fight for a connection. But every time I see this with like the construction vehicles and stuff, it makes me feel like maybe somebody had to really work on themselves. Maybe there was like a level of, you know, maybe like building up your confidence or like rebuilding yourself, building your stability, even though like this is actually her just getting like an art delivery. Maybe somebody is also an artist, you know, that could be a sign or synchronicity for someone as well. But this is like deciding if a connection was worth fighting for. It does look like somebody is ready to fight for this connection though, because they do feel a 10 of Cups connection with you. And they, you know, they must view you as a star, but maybe this person was, dealing with some of their own instabilities in life, and they weren't sure. So let's pull cards from a different deck here to see what else comes out. Okay, let's go into the Woodland Wardens. And that was just 2 squirrels chasing each other in the background there. So maybe squirrels are significant. Okay. You have a lack of communication right now. So the rooster and sunflower, communication in reverse. Maybe you and someone you're dealing with both have issues communicating with each other, or maybe somebody's been blocked. So you may have blocked somebody from your energy. You're blocking communication. Maybe you know, you're over them and you don't want to communicate with them anymore, because that is what I was getting in the beginning. Sunflowers are, you know, a fall flower. So maybe somebody is planting sunflowers, or that is your favorite flower. Roosters also obviously wake up early. Maybe somebody's like an early riser, and that could be a message for somebody. The turtle and coriander is satisfaction. Okay, so maybe somebody is, you know, satisfied with the idea of no longer talking to this person. Maybe you realize that that person was like, you know, just greedy and holding on to your energy, and that's why you had to release it. But it does also look like, oh, loyalty in reverse. The Hound and Pair, loyalty in reverse. All right. So maybe you thought that person was not being loyal to you, and that's why you had to let them go. Maybe you found something out. Maybe somebody had like other options or something, or they just have a history of just not being able to ever be loyal. That could also be your story too. This could also be how somebody is feeling towards you right now. Maybe they think that you lack loyalty. And all right, I'm gonna pull some what's the news oracles, because I mean it did seem like you're gonna be ending up in a 10 of Cups connection. You may just have to give each other space until you decide to communicate again, you know. So maybe somebody is blocked right now, but in the future you're gonna get a connection. Okay. Yeah, we have more information here. Oop. These are all stuck together. What the heck? Oh man, my cards got stuck. Okay, we have reading up. So doing the research, learning more, gaining insight. We also have lipstick evidence. So infidelity, caught cheating, and betrayal. We did have the lack of loyalty. So you may have found out that this person was, maybe this person is just permanently incapable of being loyal. Yeah, these cards really wanted to come out because these are the same two cards that were just stuck. And I've never had an issue with my cards being stuck, and they just flew themselves out again. So we have Turnt. So this is party animal, sex, drugs, and alcohol with surface pleasures, and love bombing. So overly attentive, showered with affection for personal gain. You may have seen that this person has a cycle or a pattern of, you know, being too much of a partier, you know, not being able to be loyal because of it. And they may just use people for their own personal gains, and that's it. So that too could be why you had to step away from it. But it does look like in the future you're going to find fulfillment, whether it be with that person or somebody totally new. I mean, everyone's story is going to be different. So take what resonates for you. The 10 of Cups may not be with this past person. You know, it may be with somebody brand new after you step out of this situation. So let's pull an inner child healing oracle to see what else comes out. Number 20, it's time to celebrate. Cultivate an air of celebration today. I mean, party animal just came out. Somebody may be celebrating, whether it's you or them. And then number 42, you deserve to be seen. Let yourself be known. This feels like star energy to me. So, you know, it does seem like you're going to be stepping out of your comfort zone and you're going to be having the spotlight on you. I don't even know if I've ever gotten this card before, to be honest. It's got a deer and like a blue jay and a nice winter scene. So, in one of my last videos, I did just talk about how, you know, the backdrop here ends up looking nice in the winter. So occasionally I may still do an outdoor video in the winter. And this does look like a winter scene to me a little bit. But there is like a rainbow going on, some pink flowers. 42 is 6. Then we have, you know, 20 breaks down to 2. 2 is balance. So, you know, balance and harmony. Okay, so this is number 25. Listen, your inner child has something to say. So listen to yourself. Trust your intuition. Do what you feel is right. If you're thinking that somebody is just, you know, procrastinating and being greedy and holding on to you for nothing to ever come of it, you know, this does feel like a storyline where it was gearing up to, you know, tell you to set boundaries and, you know, do what's right for you. If you feel like this person is kind of just stringing you along, you know, it may be time to cut it off. So let's pull some zodiac charms and initial charms to give you further confirmation. This may be your story. This can give you sun, moon, or rising signs, or a time period where something may shift in your connection. Scorpio, Taurus, Cancer, Virgo, Virgo again. The letters W, B, R, M, and U. Bye, I hope this helped.